It's time for WrestleShoot. The beast comes out in the dead of night. WrestleShoot eats a Tuesday night. Rob and Chris don't pull the punches, bitch. WrestleShoot. Breaking it down, WrestleShoot. Telling the facts, WrestleShoot. Stories on the road, WrestleShoot. That's our fire subjects. No Carney ever escapes their sight. Coming at you live every Tuesday night. Hey, WrestleShoot. Anti-social network, WrestleShoot. Sticky and hot, WrestleShoot. Sometimes act like jerks, WrestleShoot. Always bringing on the guts.
All right. Well, fuck me in the ass. Look at this. We're back and we're live. And man, we thought we was going to come in here. Thought we was all going to be swinging big dicks out because we had some mega guests. Something's going on. We were expecting Rip Rogers tonight. He is not here right now. And this ain't, the kind of guy he is. So we're just hoping that everything is working out. Mr. Payne has got he sent the dogs out, boy. He's got a search party out looking for him.
I do. Man, I love this guy, and he's such a good friend, and this is so out of character for him. So I'm hoping and praying that it's all something real simple. So, all I can do is pray and hope that he's okay. That's all I care about is that he's safe. So if I disappear, it's only because I'm going to check on him and find out what's going on. I'll come right back as soon as I find out anything. But let's just go forward and pray, because we got so much great stuff to talk about. Because we were going to talk about the show and the new show, the Pain Lair, and all the things that
lots of good things.
Sorry, Chris, what was that?
No, lots of great things.
Yeah, and he's such a great character. He's going to be such a fantastic addition to ASN, and so I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to hold my thoughts and prayers as positive as I can, and we'll just pray that the guy's okay, and it's just something really, really fucking stupid, and that we'll get him the next time.
Yeah, I mean, as a businessman, I could see what a benefit for the network he's going to be, and I would hate to see anything happen to that. But I mean, really, as a mark and as a person, like, this is the Rip Rogers that I grew up on. Right. So I'm very, very concerned for the man too, outside of like the business end of it. The Pain Lair, him coming on WrestleShoot, all the other shit he's offered to do. That's awesome. But, he's got to be okay to do that. So let's...
Yeah, exactly, brother.
You were so nervous today, Rob.
I know. I haven't been this nervous for a guest since ever. And you got to remember, Max, WrestleShoot goes back like 20-something years, man. All the way back to it was on the radio. And I'm on the phone with King Kong Bundy interviewing him. I'm interviewing fucking Sid. I mean, God, I got to interview Shane McMahon. Like, we had huge names rolling through WrestleShoot. And I didn't mark out once, dude. And Rip Rogers coming over here has made the little kid in me go, yes, don't act like an idiot. I'm trying not to, but you need to stay the fuck out of here.
That's why, like I said, for whatever reason, it's a significant reason, even if it's something as simple as, his bill got misplaced. I mean, you know what I mean? Whatever the reason, this is so out of character for who he is, because, and I can't tell you how bad I feel for you right now, because I understand that, man, when there's, when it's somebody that you genuinely, look up to, and then for whatever reason, that ends up not happening. Man, it just feels like, you got the proverbial, metaphor, the rug yanked right out from underneath you. So for that, I understand what you're going through right now, because it's just one of those things that really, really hurts so bad. But you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Like I said, we'll pray it's just some real stupid shit, and he'll be back. But the one thing I know for a fact is, whatever it isn't because of, he's kayfabing us, and that's not it.
I wouldn't think that.
I don't think so either.
No. I know him way too well to know that he wouldn't do this unless it was something that he had no control over. And because the one thing Rip is really, really known for is he's a dependable guy. And so there's something pretty significant going on for him to have missed this. And so we'll just pray that the significance is something mechanical and silly that, he had no control over. And we'll catch him then. He will be here in the future, as long as it's something, God forbid, something, that's
we don't even need to put that out there, though.
No,
that's not what it is.
Right. No, I'm not going there. I don't even want to even think that way. This is, like I said, this is something stupid, like it's, his phone bill didn't get paid or some goddamn thing. So
he'll be here next time.
He will be here next time, and you never know. He might still just show up in the middle of this. He might get shit resolved and just, get your link and just show up in the middle of this, and we all go, woohoo!
Maybe it's a work. Maybe he's in Florida. He's gonna sabotage Rob from behind.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's actually, all of a sudden you're gonna hear a knock on your fucking door, Rob, and you open the door up, and he goes, "Well, I thought I just, since you wanted me on the show, I just thought I'd show up in person and make the shit real."
Well, Rip, I only have one chair in my studio, so you're gonna have to sit on my lap.
Whoa, that's an image I don't want to think about.
What's so funny about that is when we were wrestling in Germany, the Germans, they called at the time, this is in mid-90s or early 90s, right? They called the metaphor they used for homosexuality is a shirt lifter.
Okay.
I don't know how else to explain it, but the shirt lifting thing is that, to have relations is you pop your shirt, that's
all right.
You know what I mean? You lift
don't want to get no poo-poo back there.
Right. You gotta move the shirt out of the way. And Rip, when he first came, he's that guy that he's such one of those people that the promoter asked him to be, like an Adonis character. Well, fucking Rip embraced it like crazy. I mean, he played that thing out so well. It was amazing. And so when you were saying, he's going to be sitting on your lap, he would find that incredibly fun. I guarantee you.
Well, maybe someday, God willing.
Yeah.
Well, he used to wear. In fact, I think you've probably seen. He still has it. He bought this pink, like one of those
the shirt,
tuxedos with the long tail coat, and that was his favorite fucking costume that he would wear. And when he would come out in the matches and the music, his ring song was "I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt." And he fucking played that shit up so amazingly. Rip was that guy. He and I one night watched an old black and white video of Gorgeous George in Madison Square Garden, and we actually timed it. And Gorgeous George, but when he finally took his robe off, so that he could actually start, like, so they could ring the bell 20 fucking minutes. And
Oh yeah.
Rip was that kind of guy, man. He was that guy that he would take that 20 minutes to wind the crowd up and piss everybody off. He was such a brilliant heel doing that. And so, when you said that, it just brought back so many great memories of what a spectacular fucking worker he is, and the commitment he has when he's just such a devoted he's so devoted to the business that he lived it, ate it, everything about it. That was his whole thought process. So, he's a fun guy. So he'll be back. We'll see him.
Yeah, he will. I love
Absolutely.
his psychology. I love how he worked the crowd, man. I think that was probably my favorite thing about him. He was great. Like, he had the crowd in the palm of his hand.
Real quick, Chris, what's up, Kimberly? Everybody say hi to Kimberly.
Hello,
Hey, Kimberly.
All right, there we go.
I haven't seen that in a while. People commenting.
I know, right? Like, I've been getting blown up with people for literally a year. Like, when are you guys going to go live again? We want you to go live again. And I've always been like, yeah, we're not. Like, live isn't really the thing. But live is the thing, man. It's better when people can get in and chat with you. It's better.
Yeah,
Get that engagement.
And the whole idea of being able to have, that interaction, that live interaction of people, I can't wait. I'm really excited to do the live thing again. I think it's gonna be even more revealing of who we are.
Well, I mean, we don't edit shit. Like, just so everybody watching knows, the content you've been seeing us from the last year, there is nothing edited in that shit. Not never. I have said some outrageous shit. We have had some crazy conversations. And if it was to be edited, half of my shit would always be cut out. So, no.
I don't think we can hear your voice.
What?
I don't think we can hear your voice.
Yeah,
yeah. The animation. That's all it is. Like, it's moving.
And it's so fucking funny how easy it is for you to cue me the fuck up, especially on the air, dude. You always have those little gotcha things. Like how you always be queuing me up about Shawn Michaels. Jesus Christ, dude.
Have you seen him lately?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, I've seen Shawn lately, god damn it.
Well, what's going on, man?
That's not Shawn Michaels.
Fill me in.
That's
What's
not
going
Shawn
on?
Michaels. There's no fucking way. Dude, his eyes went from, hi, I'm Shawn Michaels. My eyes are very normally parted. And now they're like up his fucking nostrils, dude. So what you telling me there's some kind of a mutant gel landed on Shawn Michaels' face to make his whole face change, make all of his hair fall out? That's not Shawn Michaels. That's an alien. That is a body snatcher.
It's him, dude. I'm telling you.
Can't be. How do your eyes grow closer to themselves randomly and rapidly?
Wow.
Got me, dude. He is not the Heartbreak Kid anymore, dude. I'll tell you that.
Okay, let's change gears. Look at Bret Hart. Bret Hart, but back when he was in his prime, looked like a young asshole. That's what Bret Hart is. Now Bret Hart is an old asshole, and he looks like an old asshole version of Bret Hart. This creature that is representing itself as Shawn Michaels. It's unacceptable to me that nobody's put a stop to this. God damn it. People's eyes don't just grow together. Did he have a horrible accident that somehow the media just didn't report on? Doubt it. Is it more likely that Shawn Michaels had a massive accident where he had to get reconstructive surgery and they fucked up and put his eyes too close together? Or is it more feasible that that's a body snatcher?
Yeah, that's what it is. Somebody
Yeah,
fucking replaced him with a different asshole than the other asshole that used to be there. Except now he's a born again asshole, and so all of his previous sins are now all forgotten.
Wait a minute, are we breaking through a wall here? Is that what born again is? Is that when your body's snatched?
I think that's
Are all these born again people aliens?
Yeah, that's it.
See, WrestleShoot brings you investigative journalism.
See, that's the big thing about being born
Sorry,
again.
Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, you,
Right.
you can just fucking do and say anything you want to, and none of that matters once you're born again, because it doesn't matter how many fucking souls you crushed and how many fucking people you completely destroyed their lives, and how many fucking all of it is now irrelevant because you're born again. You've asked for forgiveness. You've been given that forgiveness because you asked for it honestly, and now you're truly a new guy who would never do that to anyone.
But in fact, you have just been body snatched.
Well, that's the truth of the matter. It really is.
Has anybody seen Waterboy?
Well,
The guy with the cross-eyed.
Right. You mean this guy? Hey,
wait, was
what
it?
the,
Oh yeah,
what's
that
going
guy.
on
That
over
guy.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. The guy
Yeah.
with the cross-eyed. I can't remember his
You
name,
know,
but
I would never make fun of somebody who that's not cool. But then again, this is Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is so notoriously horrible, has been so notoriously horrible to so many other people. I'm really not making fun of his eyes, even though we're making fun of his eyes. But
I am. Yeah.
yeah, but the truth of the matter is that's who he is, and yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand what's they don't talk very much. What did really happen to him?
Is he gonna be? Is he turning into a Cyclops? Is that maybe what's happening?
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it right there.
maybe over time.
It won't be
he
long.
wasn't born again. Maybe he made a deal with the devil, and the deal has come due, and he's going to become a Cyclops.
He's just gonna have one socket.
That's right.
That-
And it's
that-
going to be one eye that still looks a little goofy, because even though his eyes are way too close together, they are still somehow managing to cross as well. And just like Sean never looked like a bright guy when you looked him in the face, but now he just looks like ding, ding, ding.
So would that would that then make him a cross-eyed Cyclops? Imagine
No,
that.
he'd
Figure that one
a
out.
lazy eye Cyclops.
Wow.
He kind of fades to the center there a little bit.
Yeah.
He's got he's a lazy eye Cyclops.
Well, see, I mean, look at this. We burned up almost 20 minutes here, and Rip hasn't even shown up. So, it's nice to know that WrestleShoot is still strong. Speaking of that, everybody, pay attention. Listen up. Because this is WrestleShoot. This is the fucking antisocial network.
It is?
You need to subscribe. You need to follow. You need to join the family. One of us. Hit us up on YouTube. ASN for life.
So get your finger out there, get your finger on your mouse, get your finger on your screen, and just do the right thing, because you're in the place you need to be, because you're fucking antisocial, or you wouldn't fucking be here. So come along and be with us for the fucking greatest ride you could possibly ever have. Fucking
click and subscribe. Do it. Click and subscribe. Do it.
We pull no punches. So click fucking join the fucking clan, man.
That's right. Come along and bring your bong and bring your bag of weed.
Oh, wow. That's the kind of poetry that, incidentally, I got to say something. I in the course of my life, the whole CTE thing, I honestly, we've talked about this a little bit, that, I got fucking, and you, Rob and Chris, you both know, you took some fucking shots to your head where I don't give a fuck who you are.
One or two.
Right. When you take chair shots and you're one of the boys, and we all have fucking taken some really, really hard pops to the head. So to me, I've always been really scared of that. And I've watched a lot of actually medical shows talking about CTE and, the whole thing about Chris. I watched there's an entire show talking about Chris Benoit and what happened, to him, and when they investigated his father, donated his brains away. And then the other side of that is I smoked dope. I started smoking dope when I was 13, and I fucking was like just the most hardcore. I smoked pot, fucking like, I would classify myself in the Snoop Dogg kind of mentality. So one of the reasons that I've really backed off of smoking dope was because I've been very concerned about the impact it's had on my memory, right? And so part of the reason I've made the sacrifice, I haven't smoked in almost 7 months now. And that's saying a lot for me to say I ain't smoked dope in 7 months. That's a powerful statement. And so I was thinking about it the other day. I needed some way to talk about the fact that not only did because pot's kind of that's part of the medical shit associated with marijuana, the effect of short-term memory loss, and that it can have those kind of impacts. So I was looking for some way to describe what I feel like I have, and I came up with a new. So I really want to make sure that I'm proud of this because I come up with a new acronym that describes exactly who I am. This is what I have. I have THCTE, a brand new acronym. The new thing that if you smoked a shitload of dope and you were a wrestler, you got to kind of figure out a way to combine the two. So I have THCTE. That's my element. So that I have to guard myself.
Okay.
And mine is, hey, smoke weed every day.
Oh, I miss it. Oh my God, it's one of those things. I got to tell you, I miss it very much. I love smoking dope, and I'm not saying I'm never I'm not going to smoke it ever again. And I just got an update, and there are no updates. Nobody has found RIP yet.
Shit.
So anyway, just a little aside. I thought it was kind of cute. A new acronym to describe a fucked up, dope smoking, beaten the head former professional wrestler.
For me, honestly, for me, I'm going to go white girl on you. But for me, Max,
oh my gosh, you did pretty good.
Thank you.
That's good. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, God damn it. I'm glad nobody sound clipped that, so we're good. But for me, honestly, because Chris knows, I did Max Payne shit in my career. Like, there was no bump that I wasn't going to take ever
Right.
at any show, despite what anybody says.
Right.
And all these years later, it still hurts. And I know I got a Coke problem. And I know Coke did wonders for my pain management, boy. But at the end of the day, I can't do that anymore. I know that with my proclivity to how if I were to do cocaine again, I would probably die because I would go Charlie Sheen on it. I know that if I started taking painkillers, that would eventually be the replacement for cocaine. This right here, it literally takes the pain away and it keeps cocaine cravings at bay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people who a drug is a drug is a drug. I know this isn't Smells Like Hope. That's not my show anymore. But I know a drug is a drug is a drug to the drug community. But it really is all relevant. It's all circumstantial. And there are some people who, if they take a hit of weed, they're going to do a rig of heroin. They know that about themselves. They can't do that. Me, it's a different story. Weed helps me out tremendously. I just think they need to go ahead and legalize it. I mean, I know people say that, but they just do. I mean, the amount of fucking revenue that can be made just from the wrestling community on legalization is way more than they're making on medical tax.
Well, we've talked about this
there
before.
for sure.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Not once has anybody ever gone into a doctor's office and had a physical problem, and the doctor said, "You know what I need you to do is, why don't you make sure that every day you take 3 fucking shots of vodka to cure that ailment? No doctor prescribes, fucking some Bacardi 151 to make sure you don't do this or you don't have. And that's the thing about weed is not only is that's the thing about marijuana is so fantastic is that's why if Trump has done anything good, it's to get it into Schedule 3. And I'm excited about that because to me, that I think, Rob, and Chris, that's truly the first step to it coming out of the fucking bullshit it's been repressed in for, what it is? I'm gonna refer to it's the reefer madness era of the way marijuana has been treated since the media began talking about it. And finally, we're going to get away from that. And like you said, the tremendous amount of money that the government could make and bank and do good things with. And now, because of its changing to Schedule 3, now they can start to research it at the level it deserves its research, because we all know there are a lot of things that pot can do for you physically that's amazing.
That fucking clown Trump loves to sign his ridiculous, frivolous executive orders. Thou shalt wipe your dick with Trump toilet paper. He's just such a fucking clown. But notice he hasn't just signed his little EO to federally legalize it. Like, you love to sign your little orders that don't mean anything or carry any water. Trump doesn't actually want it to be legal. He's just trying to buy brownie points. But let's go back to Reefer Madness, because a lot of people don't know that movie was only made because, they weren't the FBI yet, but this government-funded agency needed a new fight since Prohibition was tanking out. Right, there was no more fight there in that dog, and their funding was about to get cut. So he called his buddy who knew a director in Hollywood. They came together, did Reefer Madness, and scared the fuck out of everybody. But the Reefer Madness era, it really did fade away in the 80s with the Just Say No. Like, it was Just Say No, but you never really saw references to weed. It was like 80s, so they're like, watch out for that white stuff, because it'll get you.
Just say no, man.
Just say no.
No shit.
Chris, that could be your new line. Just randomly.
Well, and the other side of Reefer Madness is we all know too. It was also another way to demonize black in America. That's the other part of Reefer Madness, was just another way to terrify, to set forth, to terrify, America against the black man.
Be careful, America. The Negroes are coming. The Negroes are coming to give your children marijuana cigarettes. Dum, bum, bum.
Yeah, and when you watch Reefer Madness, that's exactly, it literally, to me, it's completely veiled in the fact that that's exactly the point of that movie, was another stepping stone in continuing to fright Americans about the black man. And
scare tactics.
Yeah. Could we really quick, fellas, on a side note, make a deal here that neither one of you assholes takes a video clip of me doing that? Be careful, America. The Negroes are coming. And then just isolate that and put it out there. Don't do that.
It's already done.
Funny. No.
Yeah, it's already done.
Don't do it, producer. And I know I got dickheads watching this who are absolutely going to do it. So can we just say don't?
I
will do the girl voice you did earlier. We'll do that one too.
Oh shit!
Because one thing's for certain, Rob, is when you do that, because people, they can't help themselves. They're gonna hear that and they're gonna listen to you, and they're gonna go, I'm gonna do that for Rob. I'm not gonna draw any attention to it. They're not gonna do that to you.
Fuck you, Max. See, I'm not really as concerned about that as how many comments I'm going to see. Hell yeah, brother. We were all thinking it, but you said it. Yip, yip, yip. Oh, I don't want to see it. Those aren't my people. I don't want that to happen.
Oh, that's just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid.
You know, since this is an actual pro wrestling podcast, can I rewind back to a very fascinating fact about Gorgeous George?
Oh, here you talk
Yeah.
about Shawn Michaels again.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to bring this up earlier that I got sidetracked thinking about Rip, but I find even to this day him to probably be the most dedicated professional wrestler, businessman that's ever been in this business.
Gorgeous
Because
George.
yeah, because that dude went out of his way to go out and hire actors, hire security guys to be sitting in bars, and he'd have the actor there as some young little gay boy. And then Gorgeous George would come in with his wig on, looking flamboyant in his suit. He would very publicly pick up this boy and walk him out of the bar, implying they're going to go and do some X rated materialistic stuff. They'd get outside, he'd shake his hand, get in his car, go back and bang his girl. I mean, and he would live that life all day, every day, everywhere he went. When he left his house, he had to be Gorgeous George.
You told me
And
that story.
People, what's that?
You told me that story before.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And it's just
that's awesome.
fascinating that there's very few people like you have. Well, Ted DiBiase did it because that was his job to do it, but that was Gorgeous George too. Macho Man was always fucking the Macho Man. You know, there are very few guys who 24/7 live their gimmick. But there's a reason that those workhorses went to the top of the food chain. There's a reason that Ric Flair became Ric Flair because he got this gimmick and he completely embraced it. And Gorgeous George was the guy who put his life on the line because that was back in the days where the cops looked the other way if you went out and beat a gay guy to death.
Yeah.
Huh.
But then again, he was Gorgeous George, and Gorgeous George was a hooker. So he could get down with the getting down if he needed to.
You know what I always loved? You know, there's a fucking Warner Brothers cartoon. And out of all, because growing up, I mean, I am like the biggest Bugs Bunny fan. It was such a huge part
So
of
you're
my
Bugs over Mickey, for sure?
Yeah, oh fuck.
Okay.
Bugs, man. You know,
Yeah.
he's such an icon in my growing up, man. And I mean, the level of memory. We had this show in Salt Lake called Fireman Frank, who was on at 5:30 in the morning, and he would come on and he would fucking play the Warner Brothers cartoons, which, quite honestly, the Warner Brothers cartoons to this day still hold up as just the most amazing, right? I mean, I don't even think there's an argument about the fact that they were so fucking incredible. And there's a Warner Brothers, a Bugs Bunny cartoon about and it's a wrestling cartoon. I'm sure you've seen it. The one where he and introducing in this corner the Crusher, and the fucking guy flexes, and when he does these bicep flex, the fucking biceps keep going up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you know that one. But in the beginning of it, Gorgeous George comes out, does his whole thing, curly blonde hair, and he takes his hairnet and pulls his hairnet down over his whole body, turns him into a basketball, fucking bounces him, and I think he punts him, out of Madison Square Gardens. And it's such a great cartoon because there's this whole fucking thing about the impact of Gorgeous George. And that just shows you the power of how much clout wrestling held in the early. Most people don't realize this, but wrestling became so famous because when television was first invented, wrestling was immediate content, and there just wasn't anything else to show all the time. And so wrestling was the logical thing that people watched on television all the time. And Gorgeous George secured himself in television history. And that's what I always loved about Warner Brothers cartoons, because they were the newsreels of the time, and anything that was relevant in that era, those were the things they focused on. And if you haven't seen that that particular commercial or that Warner's Brother cartoons, if you're a wrestler or a wrestling fan, you owe it to yourself to go find that cartoon and watch it because it's brilliant.
DeMarco actually told me a story once. He wasn't obviously there to see it, but about Gorgeous George. And he says, back then isn't like it is now. Even when I was doing it, because back then the ones who would end up being the biggest names ever never thought they were going to be anybody. So you get like Gorgeous George, and he's taking his gay gimmick and he's working it. It's getting to the point now where the fans are going like, okay, there's the gay wrestler. We've seen it. So Mildred Burke walked up to him in the middle of a bar and said, "Pap!" across his face, "How dare you? You just love me and leave me. You're no man at all." And she stormed out, and he's like, "Oh my." And people are like, "Wait a minute, what the hell's going on?" And then Mae Young walked up, and she goes, "Who was that?" And he's like, "Oh, darling, that's just," and then she slapped him and walked out. And he said, "Okay, I probably deserved that." Now the whole crowd's starting to mill around. One guy in the crowd stood up and went, "Oh, this is how I find out." And he left.
Wow.
That is just brilliant throw together that George had nothing to do with. Old Burke and Mae Young thought of that. I said, let's just do it.
What's amazing about what's so amazing about like the Warner Brothers cartoon, this is a nice tie into what we've been talking about. It's really quite amazing how much the character that gets the hairnet pulled down around him and the behavior. I almost think that Shawn Michaels might have taken some of his prowess from that cartoon, because you watch it and you just go, "Oh my God, that's straight out of a Shawn Michaels playbook."
I would love to say Shawn's okay. He's changed. He's a good person now. Even though Jannetty has forgiven him, I still say Shawn's a cunt.
Well,
of course he is.
And you have that God-given right to do it. And quite frankly, I'm going to thank you for that.
Turn some lights on.
I was just going to say, what's going on with your screen, brother?
Oh, hello.
Let there be light.
And there was light.
And it was good.
Back, damn it. Oh.
God, now I'm thinking about Bugs Bunny while we're doing a wrestling show. I'm thinking about Bugs Bunny as the hairdresser doing the monster's hair. God. Monsters are such interesting people.
Yeah, and and what's great about that? Do you know the name of the monster?
You know what? Tell me.
It's Mortimer, I believe.
Mortimer. I was like, it's not Marvin. It's not Marvin.
Yeah, I think it's Mortimer. Oh God, I love. Could I get a couple more bobby pins? Thank you. Oh, I love the look. Oh, look at that. You look so nice. That's such a great. And what's funny? Do you remember what tennis shoes he was wearing that Mortimer was wearing? It was either Mortimer or Gossamer. And do you remember
Gossamer? That's what it was.
Do you remember what tennis shoes he was wearing?
No, fuck no.
He was fucking wearing Chuck Taylor's. He's fucking wearing fucking Chuck Taylor high tops.
I think we officially turned into Warner Brothers instead of WrestleShoot.
Oh God!
Well, I'll tell you, Chris. The reason that WrestleShoot does well is the same reason like Warner Brothers did well, because we have always been here to keep each other realistic and humble, right? It's like I'm gonna rip off something from Patrice O'Neal. It's like you got Hannah. Hannah from Hanna and Barbera one day said, "I am bigger than Yogi." And then Barbera slapped the shit out of him, and they got themselves back in shape. And that's kind of what would happen here. I am bigger than WrestleShoot. He'd reach through his phone and smack me.
Well, the other side of it is, quite honestly, the beautiful part about fucking, wrestling is it's really, that's the funny part about it. Isn't wrestling so much like a Warner Brothers cartoon? It's all about animation.
A lot of it is.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, I'll never forget when Red Bastien was talking to me about, selling. When somebody punches you, and I remember it so distinctly. Red teaching me in the ring. He goes, okay, throw a punch at me, and I said, okay. So I threw a punch at him, and he went like that, and then he said, now I'll. He goes, you have to remember this, Max. He goes, because if you fucking forget this, this is the one thing that if you forget this, you'll never be successful as a wrestler. He said, there are people sitting way the fuck up there. And if somebody throws a punch at you and you do this when they throw that punch, they're they're not going to fucking know it. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to have a clue what the fuck just happened. He goes, you're the one that has to make them believe that the fucking punch that was just thrown at you was so fucking devastating that it probably killed most of your future children. And he said that's the part of wrestling that we all love about it. Wrestling to me is that's why we love Warner Brothers. It's the quintessential thing that gives us exactly what we crave as humans. We get to embellish and be great storytellers with our bodies. And that's the part about being a wrestler that's so much fucking fun, is discovering, selling those things with your body and convincing people that that you're this far away from dying because you just got your ass fucking handed to you in a handbasket. And that's where the similarities between wrestling and cartoons are obvious to me.
But then guys like Red Bastien and Chris Casanova will probably also look at it the same way of Chris. What do you
What?
do if somebody's
How
no
did I get
selling?
lumped in with Red Bastien?
What are you doing if somebody's no selling you, Chris?
I make them sell.
You
Yeah,
make them sell. You're goddamn right.
That's right.
but the funny part about that is, though, we've talked about this a lot, and we'll talk about it again, and because that's the nature of what we do. It's funny, it's even in the name of fucking the show, is shoots are boring. An actual shoot. I've been there. I think I've told you this story before, so I won't fucking
People
bury.
think it's fake when you really shoot.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is when fucking you're actually kicking somebody's ass, they're not selling they're getting their ass kicked. They're selling that they're not selling that. They're just getting their ass
It's
kicked.
just happening.
So,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's
So
happening for real.
nobody's seeing up in the fucking, top stands. They're not seeing how bad it really hurts because the guy is too fucking busy dying on the mat because you're kicking his ass. That's the part
Yeah.
about wrestling that's so amazing, is it's the fact that to give that pantomime, to show you have to display that pain. And the thing that I'll never forget Red telling me is the openness of your body, that when you sell that punch and everybody sees that, man, you that's what makes it so
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. But when you actually fucking punch somebody, they don't do that. They fucking cover their face up and fall to the ground and pray to God you're not going to fucking do it to them again.
Well, yeah.
I think
It's
that's
great
a
fight.
good I think that's a good note to take it home here, guys.
That's
So
What? Shut the fuck
yeah,
up.
it's time. It's time. We got to
Oh,
schedule, dude. We got to schedule, brother. We got to keep
well,
our time, brother.
no!
Oh yeah, keeping our
For the
time.
love of God and all things holy.
So yeah.